What's the best cartoon? Wrong, it's Infinity Train. I'm right, you're wrong. Thank you, end of video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Fine. I'll explain myself. Okay, so Infinity Train. Given that it's kind of been on the verge of cancellation for like a year now, I'm willing to put some money on the fact that you haven't seen it, maybe haven't even heard of it. Infinity Train started out on Cartoon Network before moving over to HBO Max, and its episodes only ran about 10 minutes long each. The main character was this chick, Tulip, who's voiced by Ashley Johnson, who you might recognize from this, or maybe this. She shows up on the train with no clue where she is. All she knows is that she ran away from home after getting into a fight with her parents who are getting a divorce, and now she has this weird glowy green number on her hand. As she journeys through this train, which has some really weird cars, she runs into a bunch of fun side characters, like this little guy, an amnesiac robot named One-One, who's just trying to find his mom, or this absolute bastard of a cat, or this mirror reflection of Tulip herself, or this best boy, look how cute, oh wait, no, look at him, his name is Atticus, and he's the king of Corginia, where they are all corgis, and I love him so much, oh my god. And the show is pretty light, a bunch of silly jokes while Tulip is trying to figure this new world out, but then all of a sudden, holy shit, characters are literally dying, whatever this thing is coming at her full speed, and we learn the real moral of this show. Hi, welcome to Infinity Train. You either grow, or you die. So there's a lot to get into here, and I'm not a philosophy major, so take this all with a grain of salt, but I can't talk about this show without talking about the ethics. The number I mentioned earlier, the one on Tulip's hand, so that's super important. We find out over the course of the first season that every single passenger has one, and it goes up or down depending on your actions, up for bad, down for good. Then, once the train decides you've learned your lesson, it gets to 0 and a magic door opens up for you, ready to take you home. Simple enough. The train itself is never really explained. All we know is that it's infinitely long, hence the name, and it's the thing that assigns the numbers, and all the creatures on the train, which are called denizens, exist to help the passengers along their journey. Oh, also, this is the conductor. Okay, it's complicated. So hi, this is Amelia. She's our villain in season 1, and you can tell that she's evil because holy shit, look at that number. Oh my god. Amelia is the one that's sending things to attack Tulip and her gang, and we find out that she got put on the train a while ago after her husband died, and she usurped the original conductor, One-One, and took the train for herself, trying to make cars with her husband in it because, oh wow, grief makes people lash out in weird ways. I wonder if that will matter later. And then this is the part of the season where we realize that Amelia is a foil for Tulip, a version of Christmas Future. And once One-One gets his memories back and they take control of the train away from Amelia, Tulip realizes that she's going down a similar path and resolves to change herself.
Neither of us can go back to the way things were. We have to adapt to the changes in our lives. It's the only way things can get better.
Her door opens up, she reunites with her family, it's a perfect ending to the story, full hero's journey, enter the unknown, leave the unknown, the end. Hey, what's that? There's more? Season 2 of Infinity Train is not about Tulip. Everybody wave goodbye to her, she's no longer here. She literally does not show up ever again. She's a better person now, remember? Instead, we open season 2 with this. Wait, is that the mirror reflection of Tulip that tried to trap Tulip in the train forever and was a minor antagonist in season 1? Is she? Yeah, Mirror Tulip is the main character of season 2. She goes by MT now. Joining her this season is the iconic beta male, Jamie, who, in contrast with Tulip and MT, does not seem like he has a mean bone in his body. He just wants everyone to like him and get along. And they clash for the first few episodes, but eventually they start getting along and opening up to each other, and holy shit, they're so sweet. I love them both a lot. So Jamie has to get his number down to 0, and MT is just trying to get a number period, and along the way we grow to love both of these characters, and kind of recontextualize MT in our head from antagonist to this really three-dimensional character with really sympathetic motivations. Then season 3... Well, to fully understand Season 3, I have to run y'all through some genderqueer analysis for MT. Okay, so like I mentioned, the train is made up of two kinds of people: passengers and denizens. Passengers have numbers. They come from the real world. They're the ones that the train is trying to better. Denizens don't have numbers. They're creations of the train. According to 1-1, they literally exist to further the advancement of the passengers. So, MT's whole character arc in Season 2 is proving not only to the train, but to herself that she's not just a denizen, she's a person. She's a real person. She deserves to be treated as such, and...
Oh, look at me! I am a person!
Okay, yeah, it's an allegory for people ostracized from society. The most popular theory is that it's specifically a trans allegory. I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence that she cuts her hair and starts dressing androgynously and gets testy every time someone calls her Tulip, to the point that one of the last lines in the season is her picking a new name for herself.
I'm not Tulip! I'm not Foil. I'm not Reflection. I'm not a Sliver. I'm not a Null. I'm not any of the hundreds of names that everyone wants to give me. I'm my own person who is getting off this train.
There's a lot to read into in the way that the train literally treats her as a second-class person to Jamie, highlighted best in Season 2, Episode 6, when someone literally says the system of the car they're in favors passengers.
That's not the point, Jesse. The point is that everything and everyone on this train wants me to fail.
And that's when we meet fucking Team Rocket over here. Okay, no, but basically. We get introduced to Grace and Simon, two passengers who have kind of formed a colony of other passengers on the train. They call themselves the Apex, and their one goal is to fuck over as many denizens as humanly possible because, according to them, they're not people, so why does it matter? The Season 2 episode with them basically spends the runtime with them trying to convince Jamie to start running with the Apex and telling MT that she's worth literally less than nothing. That is, until Jamie finally catches on to what's going on and learns his lesson, that it's no longer enough to be passively supportive, you have to actively tell bigots to fuck off. There's a little bit more to the ending than this, but I'll try not to completely spoil it for you. Watch it, it's worth it.
Hi, Nate. I'm...
Dracula 2?
I'm Lake.
So Season 2 eventually wraps up with MT and Jamie leaving the train together, and it's sunsets, everyone's happy, perfect bow-tied ending, the end. So, what's next for Season 3? Maybe the cat? Maybe Amelia? Maybe... Wait... No. No, holy fuck. Yeah, so Grace and Simon are the mains for Season 3, and if we thought that what they were doing to MT was rough, they literally open the season with the two of them pillaging and burning a cart of charcoal. It's fucking brutal. So the season hinges on them getting separated from their little terrorist organization, and they end up running into Hazel, a little girl with a number that doesn't glow, and Tuba, a denizen. Or a null, as they call them, as in less than nothing. So they decide to bring Hazel back to the Apex, and they figure Tuba can come until they figure out how to get rid of her. And then Grace kind of starts to realize that, oh shit, maybe denizens aren't that bad after all. Maybe they're more complicated than they'd ever figured. And Simon's still a little apprehensive, but we get this episode where he and Tuba start working together, and we go, oh, he's coming around too. And then he doesn't. And then he murders Tuba.
Teamwork begins with two people trusting each other. But you're no person.
No. And it's a no for me. I don't like it. No. I want something else. Something else.
Friendly reminder that this is a kid's show. So Hazel doesn't take it well, obviously, and Grace runs after her, and then we realize, oh my god, Hazel's a denizen too, oh my god. So Grace has a choice to make. Remain a bigot, keep fucking over the denizens she's now realizing are actual complex beings that don't only live for her amusement, or go against years of thinking, fix herself. And then Amelia takes Hazel. And we kind of have to ask ourselves, what now? It was hinted at the whole season, never really confirmed nor denied, but Grace and Simon have, like, a lot of chemistry, and there's a bunch of blushing that happens whenever they're interacting. For most of the beginning of the season, we see Simon as this goofball through the eyes of Grace. And yeah, there are these moments of cruelty, but Grace has those too. But hey, Simon? Simon, buddy, what are you doing? Simon, holy fuck, oh my god, Simon, no! Yeah, so Simon basically forces Grace into a coma against her will because she started growing and learning how to be a better person, and that change scared him because, spoilers, bigots tend to be bigoted against things that challenge their worldview. So when Grace stopped acting like the Grace he knew and started questioning everything they'd based their identities on, that scared this little maniac and he lashed out. And this wasn't a short stint. When Grace snaps out of it, significant time has passed. Simon's in charge of the Apex now, hair out of his shitty man bun to show growth and confidence, and kind of dressing like what a child thinks dictators dress like. Hey, it's almost like there's some kind of commentary to be had on the fact that these are literal kids. So anyway, Grace pulls up her new Pokemon on her shoulder to signify full transition to Disney princess, and basically tells everyone the lesson she spent the whole season learning. The denizens are people too, treat them with respect. And Simon doesn't take this well. Like, they go into full-on Mortal Kombat outside the car, and it's eerily similar to how he got rid of Tuba. So they fight, and there's this one point where Simon almost falls off the train and dies, but Grace catches him at the last minute and pulls him back up, and they just lay there. And you think, oh, kindness was shown to him, and now he'll change. He'll be more sympathetic. Their numbers are gonna go down. No. Not even a little bit. He literally pushes her off the train with the intention to kill.
No. It's just a no. No. I expected more of her.
We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
So, like, luckily, she's fine. Her new Pokemon pull through and save the day, but this really solidifies that Simon's not changing anytime soon. And immediately after this happens, his number goes bananas, higher than anybody's, higher than Amelia's. And a denizen pulls up and kills him in the most graphic way that I can remember from Western cartoons. Infinity Train. You grow or you die. So that's the rundown, but why does it slap? Why does it go so hard? Why is it so... I mean, personally, I think that there's just something really clever in its technique. It takes an antagonist from the previous season, somebody that's opposing the protagonist, and forces the audience to get invested, to root for them to be better. Season 1 is pretty straightforward. It's a great introduction to how the world works. Season 2, we have this allegory that can honestly be applied to a million different things, but being trans fits pretty well. And you have Jamie, who's well-intentioned, but maybe says some dumb shit from time to time. It's accidental offense, something that comes from cluelessness versus hatred. And compared to Grace and Simon, it's more a matter of becoming aware of the situation than doing Then we have Season 3, which is about intentional, malicious cruelty. People that actively abused a system set in their favor to the point that they've fully dehumanized other members of the train. Not only that, but it seriously examines how to change that way of thinking, and how shattering that can be to a person's worldview. And my favorite part of all of it, it highlights that if you give someone chance after chance to grow and be better and they still deny it, cut your losses. It's not up to you to change the people in your life, because at the end of the day, that's something they have to decide for themselves. If they don't want to change, they won't. You can try, and you should, but if they're not willing to budge, that's their fault.
No, I'm not responsible for your problems. I don't owe you anything.
You owe me everything!
Gagatron.
So that's most of what I wanted to say. If I had more time on my hands, I'd get into the fact that the train also plays a part in making people worse, and how it, in and of itself, creates this vacuum of inhibition. But I'm a college student and the days are short. Maybe next time. But I do want to leave you with an ask. Check out this show. It's on HBO, and last I checked, most of it was also on Hulu. Season 4 is coming out pretty soon, and from what I understand, that'll be the last season. But I want Owen Dennis, the creator, to work more, and to keep putting out weird shit. And I think this is a story that we can all learn something from. So, yeah. Stream Infinity Train. It's good. I pinky promise.